Hello guys and welcome to this introduction video about the new version of the sheet. We've dubbed this 2.0 because it's quite an upgrade over the previous seasons. So we are going to start here with a few slides to get us into the basics, and then we will jump right into the sheet itself. So what's new? As most of you know, last season we agreed that from the 2017 auction we will start bidding on both salary and term. This will get the auction a lot closer to the reality and how the free agent contracts are negotiated and signed. On the technical side, each team will now have a set of two columns instead of the one single column that we had in previous seasons. You can see it here on the left compared to the previous seasons on the right. So each bit and whenever we refer to bit, we will always have term and salary in mind. So AAV and salary are used everywhere interchangeably because the UDL uses only flat salaries. And one more important thing, the way the sheet is set up, all bits need to be entered by entering term first. Try to remember that or just keep it in the back of your mind, and we will go to the sheet later and you will see it in action. But try to remember it from here on because it will be something that you will have to keep in mind for the auction itself. So this is the cell for each bit that you will need to fill first. Regarding the technical side of the sheet, we have really dug deep, and I want to thank Jay and Andrew for really taking care of most of the work, especially Jay, who basically rewrote the whole thing to make it apply all the new formulas and restrictions, and he managed to do it to make the sheet do a lot more work while keeping the calculation time comparable to last season. So a shout out to him. And the next topic and the next new thing is that we needed to somehow grade the relation between longer term and shorter term contracts and the salaries. So we stuck to these basic assumptions that the players will always value longer term contracts, and they would agree to receive less salary over longer term. And the owners and the GMs, they would often like to stick to a shorter term, even if that costs more in terms of AAV. So we summarize these two assumptions in one simple formula or equation, is that the 1 year longer term in the UDL auction equals 10% salary discount. This is important also to keep in mind because you will need this in the back of your mind for the auction. And to make it more clear, a simple example is if a contract is offered of 4 years at 10 million, this will trump 3 years at 11 million, will beat 2 years at 12, and so on, 1 year at 13 million. I'm pretty sure you get the picture, and don't start or take out your calculators already. We have tried to do it and to help all managers within the sheet to not have to calculate it yourself, this 10% relation. So to show you, we'll go directly to the sheet itself. So the sheet, um, you know, the intro tab, you can review it for yourself. It is updated to the latest procedure, so it's good to take time and read it through. So basically what I'm going to show you now, everything is written here too. So we go directly to one bidding tier, which is currently set up for tier 4, populated with some players, and also there are some bids already placed for the testing and demonstration purposes. So as as you know, first thing you need to do is locate your teams column. So these are the team names and names of the GMs. So this is my team, and so my set of columns. As you can see, the first few players, the auctions on them have already been closed, so they are not available for bidding. If I try to bid, it will not let me because the time of the auction has expired. Anyway, what you will basically need to do is you will want to bid on players, and there are two major different sets of bids. You either bid on a player you haven't bid on, or you want to up a bid you have already placed. So in the first case, uh, you want to bid on a player you haven't bid. For example, Austin Watson here. There are no current bids for him, so I can place whatever I like. And you remember from the slides, you need to put term first. Say I want to bid 4 years for him, and I want to give him a league minimum of 650k or 6.5k. So my bid is accepted, and I'm now the highest bidder for the Austin Watson. I can also want to bid my first bid, but on a player who is already being bid on. For example, Pajarvi. So I can see here that the ice dice are currently leading with a bid of 3 years and 1 million as salary. I would like to keep the salary under 1 million. So these these 4 columns are very handy. They are a product, or we have to thank Andrew for introducing this. They show you how much you need to bid in terms of AAV over the term which is shown here on the top. So I want to keep the AAV under 1 million, so my option is to go to 4-year term. So I put in the 4-year term, and I say 0.95. So it takes a couple of seconds for the sheet to calculate, and I am now the leading bidder for Pajarvis services at 9.5 at 4 years at 0.95. So these are the two types of bids I'm placing as a first bid. So if I want to up a bid, I have already placed. Let's say here, for the sake of the demonstration, let's say J swoops in here and gives Watson. Did you? So you probably didn't see this, but I tried to put in a bit of 0.8, and here it shows that you have to bid a minimum of 0.805 over 2 years. So the sheet will not let me do this because Jay has made it very clever. So I'm putting a 82 or 82k. So girls are now the leading bidder, and for example, I want to up my bids and change only the salary. So over 4 seasons, I'm checking here. I need to give or to bid at least 0.709. So I say let's go 75, and it is accepted, and it's calculating it now. And I am now the highest bidder with a bid of 4 years at 0.75 million. So you notice that I only changed the AAV, but I didn't need to change the term because I wanted to stick to 4 years. But if for example, let's have another bit here, let's say 1 year at 2 million. So let's say Brad has placed this bid for Pajarvi, and it's 1 year at 2 million. So I would like to beat that, but I would like to change the term because I'm not going 4 years for that amount of salary. So I would like to go 2 years. In this case, I need to delete my previous bid in order to change the term I want to bid. So I am deleting this, and you need to delete this if you need to change the term. And I'm placing this again 2-year term and 1.85. So to summarize this, if you want to up bid or change your current bid, if you want to only raise the AAV, you can do it the old-fashioned way, so to say, by just typing over a higher AAV. But if you need to change also the term, you delete the whole bit and place it over again by starting with the term and the salary. It hadn't accepted the term yet, so that's why I was prohibited by the validation. So these are the main bits you will need to do while bidding on players at the auction. Hopefully you got the idea. We will have an open testing session that will last at least a week or 10 days towards the end of August. So each of you will have a opportunity to get logged in and to test things out, to get hold of the sheet, uh, place some bids, place some wrong bids, and really test everything out. This will be useful both for you and for us to see if the sheet is working correctly in every situation. So this is basically it in regarding the bidding placement. I want to turn your attention to one special case. Most of you will know this, but in case you have forgotten, this part of the rules, of the league rules, will remain intact also during this year's auction and the next auctions too. This you can read it yourself in the rules. but basically this will limits the number of long-term deals for players signed to salaries of 1 million and less. The basic idea is to prevent hoarding of such players, and also if we don't have these restrictions, all contracts of salary 1 million or less will be automatic for year deals, and we don't want this to happen. So this rule will stay and will be enforced at cut down day this season and the next seasons too. What the impact is on the sheet is that each of us will have to keep this rule in mind while bidding at the auction, because you will most likely would not want to end up with five contracts, 4-year contracts with salary 1 million or less, because you will be forced to either trade nearly all of them after the auction or buy them out before cut down day. So to help all of us keep track of this, we have added here on the salary cap monitor sheet, we have added this last few columns. What they show you, and for each team, is the number of contracts with salary of 1 million and less. These are the contracts 4 years that are currently open for bidding, 3 years, 2 years, and these are the already closed ones for 4 years, 3 and 2. So you know the limit is one of each. So this now shows us that for example, the Turtles have already closed one 3-year deal, so each additional 3-year deal will, that's why it's marked in red, will be extra or over the threshold. So this is also here marked for 4-year deal by the Ghost, which is already closed, and one 4-year deal is closed by the Wolfsburg team. What this shows us here in yellow is that currently the Steelers of my team, I have 3 open bids of 4 years. So this is potentially a problem that I will need to keep track of. And for example, I could revise some of the bids. For example, I see that this is an issue, so I want to get rid of some of the 4-year ones, so I need to say change my bid and reduce term. So let's take, for example, this one here. I want to reduce the term on Andrew Kopp. So in order to do this, I need to go over 1 million. Let's say, or I can check if I can stay under 1 million by changing some of the 4-year deals. Let's see, for example, I can do this for Austin Watson, and I need, because I want to change the term, I need to delete the bid and enter 3 years at 8.5 or 0.85. So it is accepted, and I can go check it out and see that I'm now down to 2 4-year deals and 1 3-year. So you get the idea how to use this set of columns. I believe they will be useful for each of the GMs. So basically that's it. These, I think, are the most important things. Again, take a look for yourself in the intro sheet, and further information on the testing phase will be sent to all very shortly. So thanks again also to Jay and Andrew for all their work, all their hard work. and I hope all of you will enjoy the auction in the new sheet as much as we did creating it. So thank you, bye bye.